do you think his case is going to be solved?
Cash?
Yeah, Cash.
We haven't heard anything, right?
No, I think that I think it will be. I think that a lot of times when it's really quiet, I think that they're working on it, and I really hope so, because I just really want. I feel like after we finish up with the FBG Duck trial, can we all just, as reporters, jump on what happened to Cash? Shout out to Trap Lord Ross. I think he said something about that.
Oh, he's working on it?
I think he might have said he's going to do a video on it, but I just want all of us to try to figure out what happened, because that is just one of the eeriest cases to me. And he kind of had all the information about what happened to him, and he left it with a journalist. And it was like,
yeah,
what would you do if your friend kind of told you what happened? You know what I mean? Like, how would you approach that? So,
and here's one more I got for you too. So today, before we did the interview, because I know you and King Yella had y'all beef in the past, where
oh really?
All right, so King Yella went on record, and I forgot what you guys were beefing over, but he got a little disrespectful. Like, I think he called you a black bitch, right?
He did, yeah. Because we were talking about death, and then he ended up dying. So King Yella was on SayCheese, and he was like,
Cash ended up dying.
Yeah. Because we ended up talking about death in his last interview. So King Yella was like, why were you talking about death? I never talk about death. Whenever you talk about death, you know, it brings the Grim Reaper type thing. So he was like, and then I think Sean said something, and then he was just like, you know, the black bitch. I guess he didn't know my name. I mean, he knew everybody. Yeah. But I guess he just called me that, and I was grieving, and I'm sad, and then some people keep sending me the link. I'm like, so I ended up saying something on my IG stories like, damn, King Yella, like, I was always supporting you. Like, why would you? And then he hit me up like, you know, my bad. I wasn't really trying to, that's just how I talk. And I'm like, it's cool. But if, you know, it was public, let's do a public apology. And then we hopped on a live together, and we had a nice conversation, and we squashed it. So shout out to King Yella. I don't have nothing against him.
So did you see what went public with him today, where the paperwork of him allegedly snitching on 600 Breezy, Snap Dogg, and Lil Durk, calling them GDs and BDs to the Las Vegas police? Yeah,
but I feel like, I don't know if that's really, I feel like that's public knowledge. So I don't think that, like, I don't think we can classify King Yella as a snitch. Like, I don't think nothing, I don't look at him any different.
I was thinking that when I was watching 1090Jake's video, is that all the stuff that he's saying about all these gang members and stuff is stuff that I could kind of imagine myself saying that to a cop and not thinking it was that big a deal. Yeah. The thing is that King Yella is supposed to be a gang member, and if you're a gang member, you're supposed to, like, really not be trying to talk to the cops. My thing about King Yella, and I bet King Yella don't even know who Lush is, but he kind of reminds me of Lush, where it's like, he's just always talking. So when the cops pick him up, he just keeps talking. That's why he's making all these YouTube videos. Yeah. He's just a talker. He could talk all fucking day. That's why he's good at what he does. But at a certain point, it's like, you're talking for no reason. Like, you don't need to be blabbering when you're getting in the situation with the cops. You know, it wasn't that serious. You didn't have any kind of, like, it's not like he was telling them shit so that he could get off on something. He was just talking. Yeah, he told them basic shit that everyone in the world knows. Like, yeah, 600 Breezy is a BD. We know that. Yeah. All set might be a GD. We know that. Like, I don't think it was that serious either.
Right. I don't think it was anything.
But the black and white, you know how they nowadays.
But you don't want 1090 Jake to be mad at you, because what he did in that video is he highlights the snitching shit, but then he also puts together a bunch of other shit, and it's kind of like, oh, here's an overall package of why you shouldn't fuck with King Yella. Which 1090 Jake, to be fair, he got some ether in him. Like, he will take your ass down if he feels like it. That was a pretty lethal video.
Are you gonna have King Yella up here explaining?
I would love to. He just told me that he can't leave Vegas, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to make it to Vegas in, like, the next week or so. Although it would be kind of cool to jump out there and do it. But he already probably got a bunch of thirsty people trying to get interviews in with him.
Blogs, the micro blogs.
You know, Cam Capone's all over it.
Shout out
my Cam boy Cam.
I love Cam.
Yeah. But this was dope though, for sure. We gotta.
Yeah.
No, like, definitely. I feel like when the verdict happens, bring me back and let's break it down so I can really tell you how I really feel.
But so you're happy. You're doing more business, corporate, behind the scenes stuff with Complex and whatever, and then you're also pretty hyped to be doing your own independent content. Does that seem like a pretty good mix for you at this time? You're able to do the corporate shit as well as do your own thing independent on YouTube?
100%. I think a lot of times I'm like sad because I feel like I can't put as much time into doing content because, you know, it's a full-time job cutting these clips. You have employees, da-da-da. So it's like I'll be like sometimes going back and forth between, oh man, I'm working for the man, and then at the same time I have my little baby here, and if I put more time in my baby, I would like. So I'll be going back and forth on that, but I would never abandon this lane, and I love it, and I want to continue to put out content. Going to court next week. I have a new streaming show that I'm going to be dropping, so I'm going to be live streaming every week. So shout out, stay tuned to that. But yeah, I'm just going to keep building on it, and when the verdict drops, I want to come back and let's talk about it because I'm going to be going to court next week, and I'm just going to be there making sure that I get everybody the right information.
For sure.
Let's do it. And shout out my boy Tay Savage because he the one who got us into it.
Shout out to Tay Savage. Okay, so let me,
all the girls love Tay Savage.
I love Tay.
They all think he's so gentle and nice, you know?
Because he's bringing another aspect to the game. It's no blackballing. Like, he had the ability to do what he wanted to do when he came out. And he didn't do that. He embraced everybody. He's pushing peace. Like, I mean, of course, you can't ask anybody to be perfect.
Yeah.
You can't.
He's a savage. They don't call him Tay Savage for nothing.
He's
a
the
savage
most respectable, lovable, like, nice human being ever. And
Very
it might
nice
just
guy.
be because I'm a female and I'm, you know.
Yeah,
but
sometimes you might have to deal with that bias. Like
Maybe.
Even me, they're going to be like, oh, Adam was flirting with her. No, I'm just
They're
nicer.
gonna say that.
You're nicer to a nice young lady than you are to the average Joe off the street. I think that's fair, right?
Yes, and Tay Savage is just bringing a whole new era in. And I love Tay. He's actually very, very professional and inspiring, and he's pushing peace with J Mane. Shout out to J Mane too. He's the hardest working.
You ain't hear Tay Savage diss record?
But that's what I'm saying. You can't expect him to be perfect.
Not quite perfect.
It's a yin and a yang. Like, everybody got their ends to him, but he's not all evil.
If you woke up one morning and you only had 2 cereals to choose from, and you could either have a bowl of Whoops or a bowl of Durkios, what would you chow down on?
That's a hard question. I can't mix them both with some oat milk.
No, these 2 cereals don't mix.
Damn. Gosh. I don't know. That's a hard question. Yeah. I do like Durkios. They definitely hold the milk. They don't get too soggy.
Right.
But Whoops are kind of hot right now.
Realistically, Lil Durk, rich as fuck, huge name in the music game. J Mane was sleeping in a Staples parking lot a year ago. So maybe in terms of quality control, you might want to trust Lil Durk. But it's also fun to root for the underdog.
Yeah.
And the Whoops.
Let's start there.
Pushing peace.
Let's start there.
And the Whoops is pushing
The Whoops
peace.
represent peace, whereas Lil Durk's cereal realistically represents a whole lot of other stuff.
Serial killing. I'm just talking shit.
But J Mane also used to represent those things quite a bit as well. So.
No, King Von's cereal was a different type of cereal.
Different cereal.
That was a different
But
kind
nah,
of
this
cereal.
was dope. We need to run it back for sure.
I do like Whoops. Shout out to J Mane.
Let's start that.
Over whooping.
Do you over whoop?
Never.
Never.
I never over whoop.
You don't really seem like an over whooper.
Nah, I'm not over whooper.
Well, that's good to know.